Man, you never know what the hell you're gonna get from Blumhouse. So You Should Have Left tells the story of a middle-aged man, his young, successful actress wife, and their young daughter, all in this secluded house in Wales, and crazy shit starts to happen. What's up, everybody? We have a new movie to review. I know, it seems like this thing that's few and far between nowadays. So we had this Blumhouse film that was advertised because Kevin Bacon is in it, pretty prominent actor, somebody that whenever he goes back into the horror genre, as horror fans get a little bit excited. Bringing back also the writer-director of Stir of Echoes, David Koepp, I believe is his name. So those two working together again is what sold me on this movie. I didn't watch the trailer, I didn't know what the premise was, all I knew was something new to watch, and it's from the guys that brought us Stir of Echoes, which is one of the most underrated horror films out there as far as I'm concerned. Does this movie match Stir of Echoes? Fuck no. Yep, spoiler alert, movie's not very good. Let me get into the reasons why. First of all, positives with this movie is that Kevin Bacon does do a pretty good job. I mean, he's a guy that I've never really seen him be bad in a movie. Kevin Bacon, you know what you're gonna get, you know the different ranges that he has, and he's good for what this movie requires him to do, which is look around, be confused, be scared here and there. You get more heightened emotions out of him whenever he's doing something regarding his daughter being in some kind of peril. And his chemistry with Amanda Seyfried is pretty good. It's a little bit weird to me, the age difference of the two, but their chemistry as a couple, it actually worked. So he's good. She's pretty good for what the role requires from Amanda. I've only seen her in a few movies. You know, she's somebody that pops up in something good and then pops up in something terrible, so her career's never had the trajectory that it probably should have, but she's good here. The little girl, for a child actress, not too bad. You know, child actresses can really, or actors in general, can derail a movie very quickly if they're not very good. Luckily, this little girl can handle these scenes pretty well, which is good for a horror film to have somebody that can show those heightened emotions. So all around, really, acting, pretty serviceable. Movie's also shot well. I mean, the whole effect they're going for in this house with having it be a little bit more like a labyrinth and dreamlike in certain states to where, you know, you open a door and the hallways extended out farther than what it was, and, you know, this mind-bending visual flair that they try to go for to make this house seem even more secluded and mind-bending than it actually is. It works for what they're going for. Aside from that, nothing in this movie worked for me. I was really excited because of I love Stir of Echoes. I had no idea what the movie was going to be. I pop it in, and the movie had no idea what the movie was going to be either, because it's got like 19 different things going on at once. It never feels like it's set on an actual trajectory going towards something. It's just this family goes to this house and multiple things wafting around in the air, from paranoia of their relationship to past demons that may or may not be something that Kevin Bacon has done, to, you know, is the relationship actually a healthy relationship, or is there some infidelity there? There's like hints of that throughout the whole thing. Then there's the haunted house aspect, and then there's the whole thing about, you know, the relationship between Kevin Bacon and his daughter, and there's just so much going on in this movie that it never really feels like the plot actually has a destination. It's just like, let's get these guys together and let's just have some weird shit happen. And it's very hard to get yourself invested in these characters and their story or the movie, even as just a thriller or a horror film, when you don't really know where things are going. You don't know what part of the story you're supposed to latch your attention onto and try to decipher what's going on, or try to, you know, invest yourself in where things might be going, because one minute you're talking about the relationship, the next minute Kevin Bacon's in this room and 3 hours pass in 5 minutes and you're like, what the hell's going on with that? Then he opens up a door and, you know, it's the same room and lights are turning on behind him that he just turned off, and there's some tension there regarding everybody who recognizes Kevin Bacon, and they have like this weirdness, like they know who he is or that he's done something, but they don't really want to tell you, but they give you just enough to where you can figure it out pretty quickly. All building up to a couple of column twist reveals that, like I just said, is very decipherable from anybody who's seen a movie like this within seconds. As soon as they start hinting at a possible little reveal, you're like, I bet that's it. And when you get to the movie, guess what? That was it.
Does this wall look right to you?
What are you doing?
26 feet. 21. This room is 5 feet longer on the inside than it is on the outside.
There's even this weird effect where you have like this, you can't tell if it's a ghost or an actual person or some kind of a supernatural apparition of this older man And you can tell very quickly that it's Kevin Bacon in makeup playing this character, but it doesn't work. It's not like a character to where, you know, it's Kevin Bacon trying to do two different shades of this performance and trying to have two different roles and stretch his legs in this movie. It's just this regular old guy with a little bit of a way that he talks that muffles Kevin Bacon's voice. But anybody that knows Kevin Bacon, you're like, why is he playing this role? And unfortunately, for one of the few, call them antagonists in this movie, that character just becomes distracting because you know it's Kevin Bacon, and it's just weird that they're acting like you can't tell it's Kevin Bacon. There's even some twists or some, you know, change of direction regarding the characters and their relationships in this film about, you know, 2/3 of the way through it that just, they feel absolutely out of nowhere as far as the tonal shift of these characters. I mean, there's some things that you can piece together. There's some paranoia, there's some things there that you tell are just in that relationship that you're curious whether or not they're going to dive into or not, or if that's just you as a viewer trying to figure out what's going on because you have no fucking clue what the plot is. But whenever it gets to that point and suddenly these characters are just acting totally different than they've ever acted before, it feels very forced. Like, it doesn't really feel like it was organic once that happened. All in all, guys, it's a very difficult movie to review because there was just not really anything that I was latching onto about it. The acting, like I said, is serviceable enough, but as far as a script, I have no idea what the hell they were trying to do with this, what the story or theme or overall message they were trying to get across. This just really felt like something that Blumhouse just grabbed onto for a couple of $1 million and figured they'd throw it in theaters and make $8–10 million. And unfortunately, COVID screwed that up for them, so I have no idea if they're gonna make a profit on this, but knowing it's Blumhouse, I'm sure they're gonna find a way to make that penny shine. So if you're a fan of horror thrillers or if you're a fan of Stir of Echoes and you were excited about this movie, walk into it with caution or overall just ignore it completely. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to tell you to skip it. So what did you guys think of You Should Have Left? Are you somebody that this actually worked for you and it was actually tense and mind-bending and you enjoyed the twists, if you want to call them that? Or are you like me and you were watching it going, what are we doing for 90 minutes? Let me know what your thoughts are down below on You Should Have Left. But don't leave just yet. Hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to this channel. Share the video if you enjoyed it. And as always, remember, opinions are like assholes, but that doesn't mean that you have to be.